chills run down your spine. You break into a cold sweat. Your heart begins to pound. You are afraid. Tonight on Scariest Places on Earth, the search for the wickedest man on Earth.
Aleister Crowley was known as a practitioner of black magic.
I think I found something very interesting.
All people knows about Crowley as a great father.
A haunted Italian monastery.
On the surface, it's a church. Beneath the surface, it's a trap, just waiting for people to walk into.
I'm a lot of spirits and they hung people right there.
Ghost hunters in a Spanish mission.
Come on.
La Purisima is a frightening place.
Okay, I've had enough.
A factory full of phantoms.
You are standing right at the gates of hell.
I don't like being here anymore. Would I come back at night by myself? No, sir.
I'm ready to take the risk. I'm nervous about it.
You're nervous about it?
Like you can't tell what's real and what's supernatural.
What makes a place scary? For some, it's the constant reminder of the dark energy left behind by the people who spent time in that location. Aleister Crowley left such an impression. He was an evil genius and a master of the occult. At the turn of the 20th century, the British press dubbed him the wickedest man in the world. Thelema Abbey, the site where Crowley practiced some of his most bizarre rituals, has long been shrouded in mystery, until now.
All people knows about Crowley as a great father of the new way.
This power, it's too hot to handle.
I still feel something so powerful in here.
Aleister Crowley was the 20th century's most notorious master of the occult. He and his followers practiced their rituals at Thelema Abbey in Cefalù, Sicily. The abbey, like his cult, was thought to be extinct until a mysterious tape surfaced.
It's good to be recognized. I have written many articles on Aleister Crowley. I was very happy, of course, to receive a tape from a man who was involved in the cult, one of the Crowley's cult. But in the same time, I have to say that something was so disturbing to me.
Aleister Crowley was born in 1875. He studied at Cambridge, and in fact it was at Cambridge that he had his first magic experience. He was known as a practitioner of black magic. By black magic, I mean magic originating in negative energy, which is, if you like, the reverse of Christianity.
Praise slowly, for I did disparage therefore religion.
Crowley thought of himself as the great beast referred to in Revelations, and used the number 666, also mentioned in Revelations, in his rituals and as a personal identification. He went in for drugs. He did not have rules. The English press dubbed Crowley the wickedest man on earth. In 1920, things were getting a little hot for Crowley, and he decided that he needed to resettle with his followers elsewhere. And after consulting the I Ching, he landed up in Cefalù, Sicily, where he built what was grandiosely called Thelema Abbey in order to pursue his practices with his group. Thelema is the Greek word for will, And the single most important law of his entire magical philosophy, shall we say, was, "Thou shalt do what thou will," by which he meant you shall not restrict yourself in any way. It ended with the death of one of his followers, a young Oxford graduate, Raoul Loveday, who was suffering from the ritual consumption of cat's blood. Mussolini was so embarrassed by the publicity that he ordered his expulsion.
It was believed that Mussolini ordered the destruction of Thelema Abbey.
Madre della fertilità, sul cui seno giace la.
When I saw that video, I was sure that it was performed on the Crowley house.
E io entro in questo circolo.
I saw in the background of the video some of the paintings that I'm sure they were the original that Crowley painted on the walls. The house is located in a small town of fishermen called Cefalù, which is located on the north coast of Sicily. And I'll try to find that place. So I'll get there, and I hope to be lucky.
For man is the lord of the air. Arise, O man, in thy strength. The kingdom is thine to inherit, till the high gods witness at length that man is the lord of his spirit.
Sicily is an island in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea, and for many centuries it has been a sort of crossroads for many civilizations. And I think that Crowley was very attracted on this kind of patchwork. It could be a good reason for him to build here. Every Sunday morning, Crowley crossed the square, leading a procession of his followers, all dressed as a bishop. For the simple and religious people of that time, it was a shock to watch Mr. Crowley step into the cathedral.
Gaetano started his search for Thelema Abbey at the local police station. On hearing the name Crowley, the police asked Gaetano to stop his investigation. Despite police discouragement, Gaetano's search continued, uncovering grisly stories about Crowley's activities.
Fortuna di fare un servizio fotografico sulla
Punishment Rock.
Me lo raccontava mio padre, e anzi più che altro, più che mio padre, mio zio.
His uncle said something very interesting about the cult.
Mi diceva che avevano l'abitudine di...
We were really forbidden to come here. He told me they had a custom of drowning kids in the creek. My uncle and my father saw them take them over the hill and submerge them. Now, we don't know if they were giving them a bath or a ritual baptism, but to my father, it looked like they were drowning them.
Gaetano received a tip to check out a known haunt of Crowley followers.
I think I found something very interesting. A German couple. I had a short meeting with them. They were very afraid about my inquiring, very suspicious. But at the end, they became more confidential with me.
It started when I was 14 years old, and I'm interested at magic and magic things. Okay, I have many things carved in my skin. All people knows about Crowley as the great father of the new way.
The German couple indicated they knew the location of Thelema Abbey.
Actually, they have been inside the Abbey, and they performed a ritual, and they filmed it.
Crowley's Church of the Occult remained a guarded secret for decades. Few have been inside, and there are mysteries hidden within Thelema Abbey that are being explored on television for the first time.
Aleister Crowley's Thelema Abbey was long thought to have been destroyed.
I think I found something very interesting. A German couple. They did something in the Thelema Bay, and maybe they will show us.
Yeah, going to a place where you have read about, where you know what things were happening there, and in the nighttime you were thinking about the magic sides of the house.
Before leaving town, the German couple gave Gaetano a video of their ritual at Thelema Abbey.
Opferte hier Tiere. 666.
Das ist super. Von hier aus. Warte mal.
In deinem Hause und auf unserem Planeten zu manifestieren.
Gaetano copied a phone number off the back of the German couple's video.
666. The number of the beast. I'm calling the best link we can get to find the right place in Thelema Bay. Pronto, il signor Zito? Sì, buonasera, io sono Guarino. Okay, he said that he will be available for a meeting to show us where is the place and how to get in.
It is said that Crowley cast a spell on the mayor of Cefalù, who had been ordered by Mussolini to demolish the abbey, as a result of which the mayor simply put a fence around it, and there the abbey has remained rotting to the present day.
As you can see, you can't go in because there are bricks everywhere. They put a wall in each door.
Aprire un lato e poi praticamente.
Gaetano was shown a small window in the back where Crowley followers had broken in.
Ecco, mi immagino. He's telling us that many people used to, they come here making ritual and things like this, and they're very afraid, you know. No one is so happy to talk about this subject or even to stay so around the house. Finally, I get in the house. It's almost completely destroyed. It's very dark in here. I have such a mixed feeling right now, but at the same time, there's still here some of the incredible paintings that Crowley made. The windows and the doors are completely closed, something that they want to forget. We are now in the abominations room. They used to perform rituals, many rituals in this room.
And as you can see, all around there are paintings, and it's difficult to understand the meanings, but I'm sure they were filled by symbols and things to make you very uncomfortable.
In a corner, Gaetano found more evidence of recent rituals.
Wow, it's very alive in a way, you know? Wines.
They used to sacrifice animals and drink their blood to get the energy of the animal.
The end of Crowley's life is somewhat of an anticlimax as he loses many of his following, lands up impoverished, living in a boarding house in Hastings, consuming increasingly massive doses of heroin and dying of bronchitis and other complications. Crowley has continued to fascinate generations since his death. Nevertheless, he continues to, shall we say, leave a stain on the realm of magic.
You see, even this painting is almost gone. The house is crumbling down. I don't know, everything is almost finished here, but I still feel something so powerful in here. It's still history. Whatever you think about Mr. Crowley.
Lucedio. It's the name of an Italian monastery in the north of Italy. Translated into English, Lucedio means luminance, light. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Lucedio is a place of darkness. And when an American family is asked to spend the night at Lucedio, there's no way to anticipate what will happen.
Lucedio, Lucifer. Can you imagine a better place for the devil to hide? A cathedral.
Northern Italy.
About 700 years ago, a group of monks came here from France and learned how to cultivate rice in an area where rice should not have grown. Many believe that as the monks prospered, they became greedy and began to mistreat the people in this area.
The devil tried to get in the monks' minds, to change them and make them evil, like he was. Lucedio was built here, in that place, as a seal to an evil force coming out. But the people who built the Abbey weren't able to keep the force down, so that probably this evil force is coming in and out.
Officials in Rome dispatched a group of inquisitors to come to Lucedio and murder the monks.
Usually when you go to a haunted place, you can feel 1, 2, 3 presences. But Lucedio is very crowded with presences, with people. And also, it's not just a matter of a place being haunted, but there's a lot of suffering in that place.
The mummified remains of the monks are still at Lucedio. Some are entombed beneath the cathedral. Others are still in the crypt rooms behind the altar. Every corridor you walk down, you see a walled up. We know what's behind those walls. After the monks were killed, Lucedio was sealed up, bricked over, and whole sections buried. All this was done as a way to bury the evil and the bad energy. On the surface, it's a church. Beneath the surface is what's really going on. It's a trap, just waiting for people to walk into it.
The Ordonez family is walking into that trap.
Big churches have always been scary.
Okay, stay here.
Okay, I'm staying here.
Because I love this kind of historical stuff, but it's too frightening.
You guys okay?
I keep hearing a lot of noises up here. Some of them are in front of me, some behind me.
I've got some monks that look like animals, half animals, with venom faces. You guys have to come get me if I scream. I hope you can hear me. This is so hard.
You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be okay, baby.
Purisima Mission, Lompoc, California.
La Purisima was founded on December 8th of 1787 by Padre Presidente Firmin de la Sueña.
Thousands of Native Americans died in the mission system.
The people were taken out of their village settings. It was not by choice. They were taken out as a way of conversion. Because of the cruel punishments that the Indians suffered here, there were times when people just had enough.
They were induced to rise up finally in a very bloody attempt to reestablish some local control over their lives. Disease was the biggest killer here at the mission. Our cemetery has nearly 4,000 bodies buried in it, but of all the haunted missions, this is the most haunted.
My views about the supernatural have changed tremendously since being here because I've experienced it firsthand. I did experience an apparition in one of the rooms in this building. I can't deny that I saw it. It was frightening. I saw what I perceived to be a padre sitting on the edge of the bed one night, and he got up and followed me around as I did some work.
We had a dowsing crew come in. One woman was seized by some invisible force.
Her whole body flipped. She flung back like this with her legs and her arms and her head forward. She hit the door so hard that her head ricocheted off the door. And she says, "It has me."
She had a pair of dowsing rods. Both the rods were bent from the force of that. She was a quivering mass.
I think these spirits, out of anger, could remain here.
7 students agreed to investigate La Purisima's paranormal activity.
La Purisima is perfect as a test bed for our investigations. You may well encounter ghosts, phantoms, or maybe even a portal into other times or other dimensions. I have a variety of tools. Any of you have seen these items? These are called divining rods or dowsing rods. Where you find a psychic disturbance is where they're gonna cross. This is a simple ELF meter. It was originally designed to detect electromagnetic radiation. If you ever are scanning an area with this device and it reads caution, or especially in the red zone, that means it's hot.
As night falls, the students meet medium Pam Gagan.
Why I was invited here tonight was to lead you in a seance. And the seance is to open the portals or the avenues for the spirits to appear to you tonight. Feel the presence of this place and the energy of this place and the opening of all those who have lived and died. And then with this portal open, I ask that all of the spirits come from that time to visit us.
The students split up to search for evidence of spirit activity. Corey and Rain are left alone in the old prison.
What do I do? Okay, just aim the camera at me and actually hold the flashlight too. Are you here?
Oh my god. Ah! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Okay, all right, hey.
Oh my god.
Wait, hang on. All right, let me film you for a second. Okay.
I just heard somebody in the doorway.
Yeah?
It sounded like they wanted to get out or come in or something. I don't know.
How are you feeling right now? Okay. What the hell was that? Okay. What are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling very scared.
There was definitely something in here.
In the cemetery, Tony, Karen, and Rosanna read the Lord's Prayer in native Chumash.
Dios kaskosko uplequen alapai kia initio opte etjuet kataag. Oh, it's just a field mouse. I just heard something.
Did you hear something drop? Just go first.
Oh my God.
Kim and Ryan investigate the old Padre's room.
That door is moved twice. I don't like this. This ain't cool.
To make contact in the prison, Rain remains in the chamber, alone.
Okay, basically, I'm sitting here and alone in where the prison used to be. And I'm feeling a very, very cold chill right now. Open the door! Oh my God, get me out, get me out, get me out, get me out. Is there something living behind the door? Oh my God.
Okay, I don't like that answer. Did that just make another sound? It's moved. It just moved. The handle just moved.
The dowsing rods lead them to the mission's bell tower.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day.
Come on.
Oh my God.
Okay, this rope is... Just hold this, it's up here. The rope's all here. It's not like somebody could have just pulled it from down on the ground to screw with us or anything.
That was so bizarre. Weird sounds that,
Dragging sounds. It really, really freaked me out.
Kind of scared the bejesus out of me.
Yeah, I felt the same way. I felt like we shouldn't have been there. I just felt the weirdest sensations. I didn't feel like I was out of place, but I felt like I don't know, just sensations you just can't explain.
I really felt like there was something in there that wanted to talk or communicate with me.
Room made me nervous. I'll just put it that way. Room made me nervous.
Terrified by what they've encountered, the students ask Pam to close the portal.
So we know that right here and right now, all spirits out of sight and out of sound are released into the night. And all spirits are now released to go to their resting place. We blow out the candle. 1, 2, 3. Spirits are back and at rest.
I think that if you perceive a veil between the other side and this side, that the veil here at La Purisima is very thin.
Amen. Metal registering 1,000 degrees. Get too close, and the skin will melt right off your body. At Sloss Steel Mill, there were hundreds of ways to die, and hundreds did.
Birmingham, Alabama. Inaugurated in 1882, the Sloss furnaces transformed coal and ore into hard steel. It is now a ghost factory.
I was very skeptical about ghosts. I always have been.
Would I come back at night by myself? No, sir.
I do think this place is haunted. It's full of the people who've worked here, died here, and lived here.
In the early days at the Sloss Mill, workers labored in deadly conditions.
The workers said that the only difference in working around that hot iron in the summer and the wintertime was that in the summertime you were burned all over. In the wintertime you were burned on one side and frozen on the other.
You are standing, working right at the gates of hell.
Today, Sloss Furnace is a national landmark and historical museum.
The biggest employee complaint in terms of being spooked out simply would be that, the sense of danger, the sense of being endangered by something inexplicable. Something that's watching, that's something that's waiting, that's lurking in the darkness here.
Catwalk.
We felt a very strong presence towards the other end of the catwalk. As I turned to look, in the pitch blackness, there was a shape, almost like a glowing human-like figure standing there with no recognizable features. And it was a very terrifying experience and a very unusual experience.
Wheel.
The gentleman I saw gave me an odd feeling. I knew he was there. At the same time, I knew he wasn't there. I felt like I was dealing with something not of this world, something unusual. He very well could have died here. He could have died at this wheel.
A man was by the wheel well and was snagged by that wheel, which was moving very fast, and swept into the wheel well and crushed. And about every 2 seconds, he came back around and there was less of him.
Tunnel.
As I came down the steps and walked along this walkway here, I got about halfway down here and I began to hear what I thought was footsteps or someone else was in the tunnel with me. I got to the end of the tunnel here and I stopped and turned it around thinking possibly somebody may have been playing a joke, but there was nobody there. At that point I hit those stairs and I haven't been back in this tunnel by myself since. And I wouldn't be down here now if it wasn't for you guys with me, I promise you that.
Furnace.
The name of the worker who fell into the furnace was Richard Jowers, and that happened in 1887. And he was overcome with gas and fell into the furnace and was incinerated.
By the furnace where Jowers died, one eyewitness had a terrifying encounter.
All of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I saw something. At first, I thought it was a person. The clothes that he was wearing didn't seem contemporary at all, almost like coveralls. And then when I realized it wasn't, my eyes started to water, my heart started to beat fast. It was just that feeling, that terrified feeling inside that someone was around you that wasn't real. It was frightening.
It is an interesting coincidence that where people feel like that they have felt the presence of spirits or thought that they had seen something in the furnace just happens to be where some of our worst accidents did occur.
More and more and more people seem to have sightings, and less people return to work for the following shift.
I've been back at Sloss at night several times, but I have never been back inside this blowing engine room by myself, and certainly not on these catwalks by myself.
I've actually honestly have stopped shutting the place down at night by myself. I wait and do it in the morning. I don't like being here anymore.
Only one person agreed to return alone to Sloss Furnace at night.
I'm ready to take the risk. I'm ready to come back and see what I can find. I'm ready to face my fears.
Paravision, a paranormal research team, was brought in to investigate.
Around 1995, Paravision went together to develop equipment on a scientific level to study entities. This is the latest piece of equipment here, which is an ear, an amplification device which hears the slightest sound. This is the Cyclops 3000. This was one of our original designs. It's a headset that sees in total darkness. This is called the Intruder Truck. It's geared with an infrared camera, and it goes in where we really don't want to go. This is the optic nerve lighting system, which actually modulates at a certain frequency. This is good between 0 and 12 feet in front of the camera.
There was nothing there.
You just disappeared.
It just disappeared.
Vanished. Certain individuals attract entities no matter what. In these cases, we have to put the person by themselves alone in total darkness. And I hope they can overcome this fear just enough so that we can see how real the phenomenon actually is. You'd be willing to go back to that location and show us the area where that phenomenon happened?
I'll be honest, I'm nervous about it.
You're nervous about it?
Go ahead and sit your chair, please.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Lauren was left alone in total darkness and asked to describe her experiences.
Cold. That was really cold. But it's almost icy, more icy than it's supposed to be. Kind of feels like there's activity kind of above me. That feeling of someone watching, someone being there. You know, you think you hear things like footsteps, and it's not like I think there's nothing here. I just think you can't tell which is which, what's real and what's supernatural.
So how are you?
I get a weird feeling from up there. Kind of like something was watching me. But there was also a lot of noise inside the building. I mean, it was heavy walking and this kind of like metal and...
What you had to have heard came out of the furnace and not from the building. There's actually nothing on this side of the building.
Y'all haven't been inside that building?
No, we were the next building over.
Y'all weren't right there?
No. We were 2 buildings away from you. There was no possible way that you could have heard any of it.
Were you guys scared?
I was afraid.
Oh, yeah. What kind
I was afraid. Just that fear of what could happen. I think it kept me from opening myself up to what could be. And then oddly enough, the sounds that I heard aren't, you know, I just dismissed them, I guess, just trying to displace my fear. And then oddly enough, they were real in the not so real sense.
Paravision has concluded by the eyewitness accounts and the testimony and the scientific data that we have collected that this environment is haunted, and is haunted with a large number of consciousness and or ghosts.
I think it would be quite possible for us to be full of ghosts here because so much of these men's lives were attached to the work at this furnace.
I absolutely believe this place is haunted.
So what is it that makes a place scary? Is it the fear of being lost, never to find your way back? Or the dark energy of a madman? Or the unshakable memory of death? For some, it's not what can be seen, but what cannot. The unknown. I'm Linda Blair. Good night.
Less scary but more uncomfortable tomorrow at 9, the freezing temperatures of the Arctic. Donal McIntyre seeing how much cold his body can take. After the break tonight, we're on the road with a whole lot of new rock and roll foot soldiers. Belle and Sebastian and their crew next.